So how's it going, my comic Jet Army? We're here today with Daniel Kalban, the creator of Night Wrath, American Dreams, and now on Kickstarter you got Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, and I did Rocket Knight last year, but this is now my fourth book on Kickstarter, and this is Sherlock Holmes: The Phantom Masquerade.
Yes, it is. How did I think the last time we talked, you had American Dreams coming out through the comic book store. How did that turn out?
Well, it's like just the idea of just going to Midtown Comics in Times Square, going, "Man, I made this!" This made me really excited. I also went to the Planet down Union Square too, so like, I hit a couple stores, and it's like, oh, I get home. It's really the first time I pass over and have to help set up. That was last year, and then last year I also did Rocket Knight 1 on Kickstarter in the summer, and I've just been doing the con circuit, getting stuff written and done, and hopefully down the pipeline.
Sweet. Is any of your other books going to come out through any distributors?
For Band of Bards or otherwise, TBD.
What is that one?
Well, I haven't got anything picked up yet, but we'll see what happens down in the future.
Okay.
I'm pitching ideas and whatnot, but knock on wood, something will come into comic stores relatively soon. That I knock on a tablecloth covering wood.
And the response for American Dreams was good?
That's very good.
Yeah, I still got to get issue 1. My comic book store got me 2, 3, 4, or yeah, I got all of them but 1. I don't know why.
Pick the Band of Bards store. You should have it on their sites too.
I'm gonna check that as soon as we're done with this interview. I appreciate that.
Oh.
So, what have you been doing since last year?
So I did about the pitches. I did Sherlock Holmes: The Phantom Masquerade with Jeremiah Scheich on the art, Ronnie Casadeo on colors, Justin Birch on letters, and Jeremiah Scheich, Vasco Gioacchini, Benjamin W. Morse, and Kara Clodfelter on covers.
Nice. And that's on Kickstarter till when?
To the 17th of October. So you got, as of this recording, 18 days.
Sweet.
Until like 10:30 on the 17th.
Yeah, this would be out way before then.
Yeah.
How's the campaign going so far?
We are at, as of last check, we are at, as of this recording, 85%.
Sweet. Does it get, excuse me, does your Kickstarters get easier since this is your 4th one?
No, because you never know what will strike with people. I'm comparing this, like I had a lower goal for this one, and we're still on track to barely hit it faster than last year's higher goal. But I need to double check the comparison of point to point and compare. But it's always stressful because you're like, this is your baby. You want it to fund. The faster it funds, the calmer you get. And so I'm like, it's not like with Night Wrath where it funded in 3 days. I haven't been that lucky since. But like, it's still like it's getting closer. We'll get there. Look.
So, do you want to give them the elevator pitch for Sherlock Holmes?
Yep, it's Sherlock Holmes versus the Phantom of the Opera in a race to find Christine Daae's kidnapped son. And it was always a question of, can you really trust the Phantom because obsession never dies?
I like it. Do you want to give them the elevator pitch for American Dream?
American Dreams is New York in 1900s. A Jewish immigrant gains superpowers from an editing experiment that goes completely haywire. Let's figure out how best to use them. Now we have our first arc through Band of Bards at the moment.
Night Wrath?
Night Wrath, the guy is kidnapped by evil mercenaries. It's experimented on. It's turned into a purple rage monster. But he's not the purple rage monster. No self-esteem, and he had very little to begin with.
And I think the last one is Rook and Knight, right?
Rook and Knight, it's a father-son vigilante team falling apart at the seams at the worst possible time as a God-giving criminal superpowers hits the streets of New York.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
And
I got more being done in the background.
You've only been making comics for a few years now, right?
Yeah, but like I was writing like fanfic comic scripts since like college. and that morphed into doing my own stuff, and then snowballed from there. So I've been technically doing this since 2017, 2018, so 5 or 6 years, 7 at the most.
It's not bad. You're
Yeah.
definitely pumping a lot of good books out.
Yeah, I just wish I could get subsequent issues out faster. That's the problem. You can only go so far if because I need money to live as well to produce.
So is the book ready? So you just gotta.
Other than final laying out for printing, it is done. The book is done.
That always makes it easier,
Oh yeah.
to kickstart it, because then all you gotta do is tell them, "Hey, all we gotta do is print it and ship it, baby."
Yep. Well, once we do the initial, the print file's ready, but yes. But the covers are done, interiors are done. It's basically ready to go.
Do you
We're
have any
hoping to
cool?
get everything out by January. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that might. Yeah, I think that's very doable.
Hmm.
Do you have any cool stretch goals?
Not yet. I need to talk to my team about what we want to do, but we have a couple ideas floating around that might work or might not. But I don't want to reveal everything, you know. But we have, we've had some discussions about what we might want to do.
Okay. And do you have a website?
I have a link tree that links to everything, including the Band of Bards store. Hold on, I'll bring that up to you, and I'll link it in either Facebook chat or the Skype chat. Hold on, I want to link it to both.
Yeah, I add it to the description of the interview when this goes live.
Yeah. Let me do this, and there we go.
So, are you working on volume 2 for American Dreams?
Volume 2 is not only written, it is drawn. It's drawn. We just need a couple more covers and get things colored and lettered, and then things should be ready to get going soon. Issue 6 is ready to go. Issue 6 is ready to go. I just need, the time to get things going. This Holmes Phantom was the first thing to be, slotted in.
How many issues do you have for this planned?
For this, so originally it's going to be 6, but I was talking to some people at Baltimore Comic Con last weekend, and they said reduce it to 4 or 5 issues. Instead of have in the first 3, I had to rearrange the back 3 to the back 2. So I just have to write those and re-outline.
And what's your plans with Night Raft?
Hopefully, with the arc is done, I can pitch it to Band of Bards because it connects to American Dreams. Same thing with Broken Night. So I want to make sure everything that's together is with Band of Bards for distribution.
So are you
At least it's my plan.
Are you working to like a big team up book with American Dreams, Night Raft, and Knight and Rook?
Maybe.
Okay, all right.
I will say something has been written and started to be drawn, so we'll find out soon. Once Night Raft and Rook and Knight wrap up their arcs, I'll be able to slot in that potential thing.
Are you going to do the 3 to 4 issues the same?
I'm going to do more like 4 to 5, just because it helps. Because I think 3 to 4 is a little limiting. 4 to 5 gives me a little more leeway. I'd like to do 6, but 6 is harder to get out these days, unfortunately, into the wider market. Unless you're like a big new book. And then they're going back into like 5-issue series for the most part at the big 2.
And you fund all this yourself and then just kickstart it to recoup some of the money back, right?
Right, and print costs, but yes.
Where are you going to be at this year? What cons do you have planned?
Well, I'm going to be wandering around New York Comic Con next month. I'm going to be a con wanderer. Though I might be helping out Global Comics at their booth. I just have to get my shifts for that. And I'm just going to be, networking and talking to people, doing some shopping. That's not for lack of trying, but I couldn't get a table or Pro Pass, so I'm just going to be the networking thing. Have a nice, easy, relaxed New York Comic Con. And then I have Juice in November, which is the Jewish comic experience here in New York. And I was part of the first one last year, so this is the second installment this year at the Center for Jewish History. After that, I have planned and confirmed the Indie Comics Creator Convention in New Haven in March on my birthday.
Sweet. I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's relatively new. I think they had one last year. This is their second installment, and I'm hoping to get into Pan Expo Philadelphia, and a couple other cons I'm looking at the moment that are planned but not confirmed.
So when you put out your full schedule, did it be on all your social medias?
It should be, yeah.
All right. What advice would you have for new creators out there?
Someone asked me this question, and I'm just going to repeat what Jim Lee said to all of us on a Twitch stream. He said specifically for artists, but I say this for artists too. You have to just do it. You have to sit back and go down and just get out a draft. Just get that draft out. Then worry about the artist and everything, but you need to at least have the words on the screen or on paper. So you have something ready to go. Otherwise, you'll just be spinning your wheels.
And should people reach out to other creators for help or advice?
Definitely. Like the indie community, the drama creator community is usually very helpful. Just don't try to pitch something that's big two to a big two writer. They will just immediately say, no, you can't do that. As I made that mistake once and I learned. So
when I first started this 5 years ago, I thought in the beginning, that's what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted to go to Marvel and DC. But now 5 years later, no, I got maybe 2% that's their dream is to have a Marvel or DC book or write for them.
I mean, I'd love it, but I also like to do my own stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be exclusive, though. Who knows? There's characters at both companies I would love to write. But I know to get there, I need to get my own stuff out.
If they call you tomorrow to write one of their characters, who would you want?
Marvel? Ooh, there's two possibilities. Or three. Captain America, Daredevil,
Ooh.
or Spider-Man. So I don't think these days I would want to start on the Amazing Spider-Man book.
Yeah.
That's diving to the deep end. It's like at DC, I would hire to do Batman first off before do something like Detective or Nightwing first. I'll be like, oh no.
Have you been reading the Amazing Spider-Man run that Zeb Wells put out these last few years?
I have not, but I've heard the chit chat.
Yeah. I would wait till 60, 61. That's about to start.
Yeah, yeah. I said, I try not to bash, creators, while on video or elsewhere. I try not to. But it's not. It's hard to, I don't want to trying to damn thing with faint praise or anything, but it's always hard to write the character in new and exciting ways. But when you do it in a way when no one's happy on either side of the comic, there needs to be some refreshment or shaking or going back to some sort of brass tacks. Because you run the risk of really harming the character or blowing up in your face.
Yeah, and I wanted to drop it so many times, but anywho, we'll talk about it after we're done with the interview. Let's see. Oh, Dead or Alive? Who would you like to make a comic book with?
Jim Lee.
All right, that's your alive. Do you have someone dead?
Oh, someone dead? Ooh. Oh, Jack Kirby.
Oh.
Or Norm Brayfogle.
Okay. I like it. And earlier when you said you would work on Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Spider-Man? No.
That's in Captain America, Spider-Man, and Daredevil.
Yeah, thank you. I think it said Spider-Man twice. You could possibly do a book with all three of them together.
Yeah, because they're all relatively street-level characters.
Yep. Are you excited for the new Spider-Man movies that's coming out later this year?
Oh, is it Spider-Man 4 or is it
Venom?
Venom. Oh, I'm not much of a Venom fan, to be honest. I get the character. I enjoy. I'm not a big enough fan to see it. And certain characters are like, yes, I absolutely must go see it. And other characters are like, I'm not a completionist, or I'll wait for streaming. Also, given COVID and everything, and sometimes I have to choose. Like, the last movie I saw, I think, in the theaters relatively recently was Beetlejuice.
How was that?
That was fun.
We just went to go.
It's also nice that they go back to using more practical effects for that versus just CGIing the whole damn thing. That's what I miss about these movies, is having more practical effects, but I know it costs an arm and a leg to do them.
We just went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Ooh.
Have you seen it yet?
No, you did spoil some of the cool cameos for me, but I'm like, that's okay, I'll just stream it and I will see how they actually fit. And then I'll be surprised that way.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Like, and I'm so glad that Ryan Reynolds he's done. Like 3 movies, that's it. They're not gonna keep pumping them out or nothing else.
Yep. So you gotta know eventually where that line is, because sometimes you overstay your welcome.
Just like Spider-Man No Way Home, that was perfect.
Yeah, but it's still planning to go Spider-Man 4. It's like, but it's like stuck in development hell.
Along with Blade and the Spawn movie.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking to my dad about the Spawn movie. Because I was talking about how sometimes to get these great actors in these how to get into these films, because Nicole Williamson is Cagliostro.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know him best as Sherlock Holmes and the 7% Solution, going back to this, or Merlin and Excalibur, and then all of a sudden he's doing Spawn. And also, this is a guy who does not suffer fools lightly on stage or screen. This is a guy who literally kicks someone in the butt while in a performance of a show, while taking vows. So,
and yeah. And you go see a lot of plays, don't you?
Yeah, I actually got to see a show next Saturday evening. I think so. Yeah, I believe so. I see a show of Day Kim later in the month. It's just like we're trying to stagger this through the high holy days and everything. So, Rosh Hashanah is next week, or is the following weekend. It's always a crazy time of the year. And then, of course, I have your Comic-Con the weekend after that. So it's like, it's always a weird time of year for me. I actually have a friend going, do you want D&D on these days? I'm like, I can't. I'm already booked.
Is there anything you want to say before we go, Daniel?
Support independent comics. Support my Kickstarter. And just have fun.
All right. I appreciate you taking the time to come talk with me.
What? You mean you haven't subscribed to Comicchatauthority? Oh, come on. Subscribe already. What are you waiting for? It's no big deal. Like, man, don't forget to tell him to hit that like button. Yeah, that too. Just subscribe.